this little cleaver will just cut through this. If you hacked it, you know, like you were chopping off of a tree, yeah, this would work, all right? But this was only to get your attention. Now, I'm going to use a variety of saws to show you the type of saws you can use at home. This is a frozen hamburger log, all right? It's frozen, all right? It's partial. It's just starting to unthaw, but it's still frozen, look. All right, I cannot squeeze this at all, okay? It's not squeezing. Look around my finger, it's not squeezing. I'm still wiping off frost, okay? So, that's just to prove to you that it's frozen, all right? Now, the first thing we are going to try is we are going to use this tree trimming blade, all right, this blade. Now I washed this blade off. I've washed off my saw. You want to use like alcohol, all right? And let's see how well this pruning blade. This would work, but this is for metal cutting. Now, if you were cutting, making short ribs, if you were cutting the bones on short rib, this fine tooth blade would work here, okay, for cutting by Spider. This is a top-notch blade. I am not sponsored, but they make a variety of blades, and you can cut on the top. It's a metal cutting blade. And then you can cut down. I've got a video of it cutting in drywall, right down the center of the stud on the wall with this to make it easy to do. And let's see how well this is going to cut. I'm going to cut off. I'm going to do 4 sections. So I'm going to cut it about right here. Okay. Okay, there we have it. Okay, now for our next piece, okay. All right. Let's move this over. Get this. All right, now we are going to use the skill saw. All right, here we go. Are you ready? Now I could use the meat cleaver if I so choose. All right, so you're seeing that this works well. I'm going to show you one more. All right. This is the first of its kind on YouTube. We just had a glitch. So let's get this camera turned. Continue this video. All right. Now, we just cut through this with the skill saw. I'm sorry you didn't see that. We completed the cut. All right. Now, we've seen the Sawzall with a pruning blade cutting through the meat. You want to make sure you wipe your blades off wiped off real good when you're done. It'll stink, all right? And you don't want your tools stinking. So wipe them down, spray them down with vinegar, wipe them down with alcohol, and just clean them up when you're done. All right, now, for the saw. Now with the saw, I have made short ribs. I've cut frozen hamburger logs for many years now. And last time I was cutting my hamburger for my wife. She loves it. And so I'm telling her I need to do a video. I'm the only one I know doing this. I'm sure there may be other people. somewhere around the world, but I'm the only one I know doing it. Now, I'll set my rack of ribs up here, lay them across, get them centered as best as possible, hold them one side, push it back against the fence. You want to go down, and this is the fence here. So press your wood or your meat down, and then back to the fence, okay, and hold it in place and cut. And see, on this saw, this will slide ribs, okay? And then if it's too short, you flip it around and you finish off the cut from the beginning, because you don't cut it all the way through. Just flip it around and you get what you haven't cut that was in the front by putting it in the back. Now, we've cut this with the skill saw. We've cut this one with this aggressive tree trimming blade, all right, pruning blade. This metal blade would work, but it would take too long to cut through the meat using this really fine tooth blade, so we didn't use it. Now, if you're cutting through bone, this metal cutting blade would work perfect for cutting through bone. And with this rounded tip, it's like a knife, and you could really cut really well with this, okay? It doesn't jam and bend the blade like this style of blade does here, because it'll hit the tip and then bend your blade. With the rounded blade, it allows you to cut down and through without an issue, all right? Somebody was thinking, I've been waiting to see a blade like this. That's called a spider blade, okay? I found this at Lowe's, actually. You can find them online, spiderblade.com. Now, we could hack through it with this, but why do you want to hack through your meat? That's a lot of work. It's best if you don't freeze your meat. You just portion it out before you freeze it. Hey, CT Woodworking. How's it going, my brother from another mother? All right, now, we want to get these somewhat equal. So I'm going to make it equal. I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to slide this down. All right. Now it's equal with the other. All right. Now I'm going to cut this. I'm going to hold my hand on this side of the blade. All right, away from the blade, and I push down into this corner when I'm holding it. I push down to that corner and I hold it. All right. And then we cut. And this is a slide saw. All right. That cuts through this frozen hamburger log better than a 2x4. Let me tell you, that was smooth. I'll show you where the meat gets set up or caught up so that you know where to look for the meat. Okay, to clean it when you go to clean your saw, because you don't want to leave the meat on your saw. It'll stink. All right, that's equal. All right, you can hold on this side. Okay. Bam. Whoops. There it is. Look at that. All right. Now, I guess I could do one more demonstration for fun. Just for fun. And this meat's starting to unthaw. All right. It's starting to. But it's still pretty frozen. Just to give you an idea, this is for the viewing audience. All right, I'm going to put this metal cutting blade here on the Sawzall, and I like taking these blades and turning them backwards. All right, it gives you better leverage for cutting. So I'm going to take this shorty right here, and I'm going to cut it with this metal cutting blade. All right, let's count the seconds, how long it takes me to cut through this. Are you ready? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 25 seconds so far. All right, how many seconds did you count? I got like 30 seconds. That's why we don't use this fine metal cutting blade on the burger. You want an aggressive blade, all right? For cutting bone, perfect. You want to cut a bone, I don't care what it is, a ham bone, a ham. You cut through the meat with your aggressive blade, with your pruning blade for cutting down through the meat. Then, well, if it's frozen. If it's not frozen, you might want to use this finished blade. But then to cut on through the bone, this metal cutting blade will cut right down through that bone. No problem. All right. And if you think about the paint, you don't like the paint on here, okay? Take a steel wool, take some sandpaper, take the paint off of it first, wipe it down with alcohol, go over it with maybe some cooking oil, and then cut your meat. All right. If you don't like the paint on there, that's the process I would use. I'd remove the paint with some sandpaper or put it on a belt sander. I'd take off the paint. I would wipe it down with alcohol, maybe some vinegar, and then I would put cooking oil on the blade. Then I would cut down through my ham, okay, or whatever piece of meat I was cutting, I would do that. Okay, now you know how to cut your own meat at home. You can be your own butcher. All right, let me turn this camera around. TJ Woodworking, he's going to be doing a video here in the future. Yeah, TJ Woodworking, he's going to be doing one of these types of videos in the future. So if you don't know TJ Woodworking, he's the man with the plan. His name's not Stan, that's for real. All right, so yeah, TJ Woodworking has a tool review channel. You can cut burgers while it's frozen. Yeah, there you go, Just Mike. You can make your own burgers. There it is. Whoops, there it is. Wham, the knockout punch. You said it right there, Stan. Mike, Just Mike. You know, I haven't even thought about that. Mike just gave me an idea. You know, I could stand here and act like, yeah, I've done that before. I've made those many times. I'd be lying. But to keep it real, Mike, you just gave me an idea. Thank you for being here. I haven't seen you for a while. I haven't gone live for a while. Thank you very much, Jody. Jody the sign. She should have a channel making signs, but she don't. Yeah, I've never thought about making burgers that way, but I'm telling the truth. You know, like I said, I could stand here and go, Mike, I've been doing that for a long time. Yep, you're on target, bro. But I'd be lying. Yeah, I wouldn't be true to myself. And so to keep it real, Just Mike just gave me a great idea. And I'm looking forward to you making burgers on your channel with your hamburger log. So the viewing audience that sees this after the live stream, you can take a stick so long, so however thick you want your hamburgers, and you take a marker and you just mark on the plastic, and you just move it over your little stick for your thickness, right? Your stick, if it was 3/4 of an inch long, right? You lay your stick on your hamburger, take your marker, mark it, move it over to the mark, mark it, move it over to the mark, mark it, move it over to the mark, mark it, and then you just cut down through. Use your Sawzall. Use a skill saw. Wouldn't be quite as smooth. It would, because the center's not going to get cut. Yeah, the spaghetti tonight's going to be good. And so you can make, 3/4 of an inch patties, man. Make some real barbecue burgers and do it up. Great idea, Mike. I don't know, like I said, I've been cutting the burgers like this for my wife. Hey, I need some hamburger for spaghetti or for a meatloaf. Hey, Root Buster, you're gonna have to go do a replay, bro. I cut this with three different saws. You'll have to see what I did. 3 different saws, bro. A burger roll. Just Mike gave me the bomb idea of Making hamburger patties, just cut the thickness of your patty. Wham, wham, wham with your frozen hamburger. Never thought about it before. Sky's the limit, you know. You get people brainstorming, get ideas going around, you know. Like I say, I've used this for years, my slide saw. Here, let me turn it around. I've used my slide saw right here, okay, for cutting, for making short ribs, all right? You just slide it down, cut your ribs, you're good to go. Yeah, I've been doing that for years, but just Mike, see, this is the burger I just cut up right there. 10 pounds of hamburger. Right there, 10 pounds of hamburger. I'm going to sand it next. I'm going to sand it next with this block I made and make it smooth. LOL. Couldn't resist. Anyways, yeah. So I've been making short ribs for years. I've been cutting with my 12-inch DeWalt. I used to do custom staircases. Okay. Track homes, you know, down at the beach, up in the mountain, everywhere. Redos, you know, taking out the old wrought iron, the cheap stuff, and putting in real nice custom oak radius staircases and hand railing. So I had this. So I had the saw, and one day I was wanting to make short ribs. Couldn't find any at the store, or they were too funny, and I decided I'm going to put them on my side. It's just bone. It's kind of like hard, like cutting oak or something. It's hard wood, right? It's bone. Okay, girl. All right, good girl. Good girl. Summer, no, girl. And so anyways, I made my first short ribs, and then I'm going, I can cut hamburger. Just Mike gave me an idea of making, my wife standing here. He just gave me an idea of taking it when it's frozen and cutting it into patties. Yeah. Never thought about it. That's a really cool idea. Hold on one second.
Got everything but the coffee because
we have coffee.
No.
Oh, the other stuff.
Because they're not letting you grind anything, and okay. They had pre-measured, preset price,
So it's more. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got coffee. The custom coffee is nice, but we don't have to have it. Yeah, I like buying that custom coffee. You can mix your own, to mix it with the cheap stuff, and you have a better quality, better tasting coffee. Bigger bang for the buck, once again. Learning how to cut a few corners. You know how we do it. That's how I roll. Hey, Rube Buster, if you go to everybody in this chat later after this live stream, check out Rube Buster's latest video. A dinosaur is ready for the coronavirus, boy. He is hooked up. Yes, I said a dinosaur. It's hooked up for the coronavirus. You got to check out Rube Buster's channel. And I say Rube Buster. We were just talking about that earlier. That's Rubester 760, not Buster. Like you bust in a rack of, when you're playing pool. He's not a buster. He's a rooster, like a rooster. He's a rooster 760. I was working by there and I needed to share it. Yes, that was a great share, great find, good timing. Timing is everything. And perfect. That was ideal there, Rooster. Or should I say Rube Buster? Like when you break, playing pool. But no, Rubester 760. And check out his channel. He's got this dinosaur that's hooked up for the virus, man. Check him out. It's a short video. It's like a minute and 20 seconds, I think. It's pretty short. So, watch it a couple times. Do a few playbacks. Really, really digest what you're seeing. Good stuff. Anyway, so cutting this meat. Yeah, if you have a slide saw, if you have a little 8-inch or 10-inch slide saw, that'll work. You can take some 2x4s and kind of put one on the bottom, one on each side. If you're not comfortable with holding the burger. So you can set your burger in that to hold it like a docking station so you can cut it, right? I'm just saying for those that may not be comfortable with that. Maybe even you could take one of these wood clamps and open it up, okay? I'll demonstrate. I'll show you what I'm thinking. All right, I've never done this, but I'm just sitting here thinking as we're talking. All right, if you wanted to cut this, for example, and you didn't have anything to hold it, and you had a wood vise, so if you get it opened up more, where it will sit inside of here, all right? This is a small one, so this isn't going to do it for me. It's too small. But you got the idea. So it sits inside and it holds it for you. All right. And I guess technically, if you were to have the right setup, you could lay a rack of ribs down and have a guides on each side and cut it with the skill saw too if you had it hooked up just right, you know. You'd have to have a little platform for it and some guides on the side that the saw sits on and it slides on as you're cutting your meat, as you're cutting the ribs. You know, you could do it that way too, kind of like a sled setup. You could use a table saw to cut a rack of ribs. But you want a fine-toothed blade. You don't want the big ripping blade for cutting ribs. You want the really fine-toothed blades. That's something else I'll show you. On this blade, it's like an 80-tooth blade for those that aren't. That should be closer together. That's an 80-tooth blade. And you can see they're not that far apart, but far enough. More teeth, the better. Okay? More teeth, the better. And the skill saw blade teeth are similar. If I can get it in the... That's funny, Williams. I'm showing you the blade, the saw behind the phone. All right. Okay, see the teeth. That's ripping. But it works okay, but not for bone. I would not try cutting bone with this blade. It may work, but it would make it much more difficult to cut, because it would be harder to hold on to the meat and support the meat. You could use clamps and stuff too, I guess. But anyways, just to keep it simple, the slide saw works the best. But again, if you don't have a slide saw, this worked real well with, if I was cutting through bone, I would use this blade right here. This is a metal cutting blade. This is a bimetal blade here in the front. And with this rounded tip like a knife, you can cut. You can actually put it down on the surface and ride it, keep it on the surface at this point and just keep it there and cut, and you'll be fine. It's not going to kick in and bounce and bend the blade and get all jacked up like they used to because of the curve. And this is a spider blade. I'm not sponsored, all right? And these are, I've cut down right down the center of a wall in the center of the stud, cutting out pieces of drywall. And then I can reuse the same piece of drywall. I don't have to buy any that way. You just reuse the same stuff. And this radius makes that possible. So what I do is I'll take my level, I'll find the stud, the left and right outer edges of the stud. I'll use a nail, tap, find the stud, take a nail, drive it on one side, drive it on the other side, go to center of that stud, put my level on it, mark the pencil line on the wall. Then you can just take this bad boy like this and just cut right down the wall. And you see the radius stays right here, all right? So for cutting, it's perfect. Right down the wall. And you cut down the center of your stud, reuse the same piece of drywall for doing repairs and whatnot. It works great. I have a video on my channel where I'm showing that. It was one of my first videos, actually. I'd love to be sponsored by the company. I guess I should call them, see what's up. But I'm not. So, great blade. They have a blade that has carbine teeth, like on the skill saw, for cutting limbs off trees. I mean, it's like a $50 blade. It's about 1.5 feet long, and it's serious. But you got to go to spider.com Go to Google, whatever, spider.com, and you'll see all their different blades. Nice design and well thought out. Hold on one second.
My mom says you might need water. I don't know what's.
Well, you know how to turn it on.
Yeah, that's she told me to ask you.
Okay, well, go to the first switch, which says well,
And yeah, so it's.
and you'll hear it kick on. Okay. All right. So living on a well you can't beat the water, that's for sure. So anyways, this blade works great for just multiple purposes, like I was saying. So I wanted to show this meat cutting, and it's harder to make friends nowadays here on the live streams. They just changed their rules. Rubuster just brought that to my attention. You go into a live stream, before you could just tap on the little icon there in the chat, and you would give you an option to go to that channel. So today what you do is you look at the person's name in the chat, how they spell it. If it's a capital, make a capital. If it's lowercase, you just duplicate exactly the way they have it. Put it down in the comment like you're going to make a comment, right? Type it in there. Copy it. Go to the YouTube search, that little magnifying glass at the top of the page. Paste it in there. And then that should take you to the search engine, and you should their channel should come up at that point. Yeah, it is really bad for mods. Yeah, YouTube needs to make some. They need to bring that back. They really do, because like I'm saying, you gotta type it in. Go to the comment box there in the live stream. Duplicate their name just like they have it. Capitals, lowercase, everything. And then copy it, go to the search, put it in the search. Remember what their icon looked like in the chat. And then you'll know it should be at the top of that or somewhere, a few down below. You should be able to find it in most cases. Sometimes you can't, depending on what's going on. But that's the only other way to do it. Or get a notebook, right? And write down everybody's name in the chat just like they've wrote it. Yeah, they keep messing. Yes, they do. Yes. It's not broke. Don't fix it. Just Mike. Yeah, they keep messing it up, trying to fix what they broke a while back. Yeah. I think it's due to people abusing, that feature. And so they're trying to gain some control over the abuse of the feature, I have people coming in from other countries to my channel saying, number 7, thumbs up. I don't even have 7 thumbs up. Yet they just told me, they gave me my 7th thumbs up. And they're just lying through their teeth. They want you to come over to their channel and watch their channel. And they don't realize they're hurting themselves by lying and cheating. Why would I go to your channel when you're lying to me? Why are you going to be my friend if I lie to you, right? So it's real important. Do a screenshot. Yeah, you can. Good idea there, Roopster 760. Doing a screenshot on your phone. And on the computer, I don't know if you can highlight, copy, and paste because I don't operate off a computer. Maybe next month I'll be able to do that. Yes, we learn the longer we're on here. Yes, exactly. Yeah, the screenshot will definitely give you their names. Oh, the bots were out of control. Yeah, I've seen a few bots, the little white ghost-like thing on a few people's channels. But I didn't like it, and I wouldn't put one on mine. I'd have to have it would have to be a really good reason for me to have one. But I've seen small channels doing it too, and I don't think it's a good thing. But anyways, yeah. So We got to get back to old school screenshots on the computer if you want. Oh, I don't know how to do a screenshot on the computer because from the day I started my channel, it's been from the cell phone. And so hopefully next month I get some internet. I was blessed with the computer here recently. A friend of mine blessed me with one. So now I got to try to, get some internet going, which will make a difference. Maybe I can do a StreamYard and have, get some people on there with me, and like Rube Buster and I don't want to mess up his channel name. Let me get his channel name. TJ's Woodworking Shop. Maybe like even you, Just Mike, do get a live stream, get 3 or 4 people in there going, it'd be fun and keep it more interesting. Or maybe you could show some tricks on the trade from your channel, in the live stream, and some other people showing different things and just keeping it interesting, making it different from all the other live streams that are just sitting back chit-chatting like I'm doing now. But yeah. So I was really glad I did this. I'm wondering, how many views? Is it going to go viral? I'll be shocked if it does. But before I started the live stream, I did a little bit of looking of cutting frozen meat with a skill saw, with a circular saw, and I didn't see any videos. Maybe I need to change, but as far as I know, there isn't any or not many showing how to cut your meat like this. Like I said, I've been doing it for years. I've been doing it while I've had my channel, and I never thought about it. Like last month, I'm cutting some of this hamburger, and I'm telling my wife, I need to videotape this. That would make a good video. And today she says, hey, I need you to cut this up for having spaghetti. And I'm like, I'm going to have to videotape that. I was talking with TJ Woodworking. He's like, yeah, Ken, that might make a really good video, All right. Yeah, we can work on that, TJ Woodworking Shop. If you were to put TJ Woodworking, you may not find his channel. But if you put TJ's Woodworking Shop, he should pop up at the top. And so that's what I mean about writing down everybody's name exact. That way you'll be sure to get it if you can find it. And sometimes you can't, even though it's right. Too many names under that same name. Somebody dominates that channel, or that channel name. And so they can't find you. So it all just depends. But most of the time, as a rule of thumb, you write it the same way they say it. I've written it. And you get their whole name. You put it in the YouTube search, you'll find it. All right, I've just done it with a frozen box of crab tails, but don't want to take the time to clean up the saw afterward. You don't have to. I guarantee you're going to wish you did, because it's going to stink, brother. Stinky. You're going to think you just entered the fish market when you open the door to your garage, man, or your toolbox where that saw's sitting. It would be a good joke, have your buddy after the weekend, do it on the weekend, set your saw in your toolbox, and you go to work on Monday, say, hey, go get that saw. He'll come back wanting to fight. It'd be a good laugh, especially if you're recording. But yeah, it gets stinky, it really does. Especially like when you cut you cut the ribs, make short ribs, the bones, whoo, they stink when you cut those bones. Come on, have you ever burnt fingernails? Whoo. If you want an idea of what I'm talking about, cut some fingernails and burn them. You'll have an idea. My brother used to hide the marijuana scent when I was a kid growing up, and he'd burn fingernails in the house. And my mom and I was a little boy, and we'd come home, we'd be smelling this nasty smell. And he was a teenager. Somebody told him how to do this. And he'd burn some fingernails, and it covered up the smell. Now, I'm not trying to teach nobody nothing. I'm just saying cutting bone, the rib bones, stinks like burnt fingernails. That's all I'm saying. But that's how I know what burnt fingernails smell like, you know. Because I'm not promoting it. I'm not. I don't use, thanks to Jesus, makes a difference in my life, big time. But anyways, we'll get off that subject. Anyways. So, yeah, you might want to clean up your blades. Unless, you want to prank somebody or yourself. But, well, this has been fun. I appreciate everybody being here, hanging out. And Just Mike has some real good construction videos where he's remodeling, tearing the side off of this house and redoing it. I haven't been to your channel for a few months. I was thinking about you the other day actually, and went to go to your channel. So I'm glad you chopped in. I'm glad you chopped in. I'm glad you dropped in, and so now I'll be going to your channel real soon. Is what I'm trying to say. So anyways, now I got to clean up, but I'll show you where the meat builds up here on the saw after cutting it. Okay, it's easy to figure out, but I'm just going to show it for people that may not have any ideas or not really familiar. Okay, if you notice, right here, that's hamburger. All right, that's hamburger. So you want to clean it out of there, okay? Because that's going to stink. If I have to, it's going to be caught all inside of my housing right here. All right. So I'm probably going to have to flush it out with some water, maybe, or spray it down real good with some vinegar. Alcohol possibly. Take a rag and a stick and kind of scrape it out. That's on the skill saw. On the Sawzall, all right, this it has a little bit because it's kind of scattered like back in here a little bit. Not too bad though. You can see it's pretty clean. With this fine tooth blade, that'll rinse right off, no problem. I like about these new Sawzalls, it's got this flip lever, and then it's a blade release. For those that may not know, all right. So the blade pops right out, and so that's an easy cleanup. Now on this slide saw, the slide saw is not too bad. I guess the skill saw is going to be the most difficult to clean up actually, because it's in the shroud there. All right. Right in here, the sawdust catch, which wants to go, designed to go out through the vent. This in here is kind of caked up, all right, but that's right in this area, right in here on the blade, okay, which is designed to go through here and then out the tube for your vacuum, all right. But and then it's just wiping off the blade, just for GP. Minor, and then the table, of course. You got the table, and then back in the back side, back there. But that's not too bad either. But if you cut a bunch of hamburger meat, you'd have quite a bit of buildup. I'm seeing residue back here on the plate, back here. I'm trying to show you back here on this plate for your gauge. I put your angle plate. All right. I should do a review on this saw. Check out what happens. See that light? The light also creates like a laser light. All right, I'll show you real quick while I'm thinking about it. This is free. This is extra. I'm going to show you something. Those that don't know, it's a really cool feature. And this saw has quite a few cool features. All right, here's a piece of tile. It's like it becomes a laser light. Look at the line. The light running down the side of the blade creates like a laser light line right there. Okay? You see how it's getting shorter. It follows the blade. All right. There it is. See? Really cool feature. And it rarely use that feature, but if you need it, it's there with this new saw. And there's some other features about this saw that I should do a tool review on this saw. Well, I thought about it when I first got it, then I got busy and forgot all about doing it. But the new DeWalt has some really nice features. And the lighting up the blade down the side of it, then it projects it off the blade and it creates like a laser light without having a laser light, which is great. You know, it's not a part that's going to wear out or burn out, you know, other than the blade light bulb itself. And so with the laser light, that's just more expense and hassle and something to go wrong. And so they were thinking ahead. Great design. And it lights it up. Now look how well it lights up. Here, let me turn this around while I'm talking about it. For those that don't know, look how well it lights that whole area up. Okay? That lights it up big time. Now if I bring it up, see I'm bringing up the shroud. Okay, the blade protector. And you can see the light is coming out right there. Right there at the tip of the blade. Okay, and shining down and back off of the blade itself. See that? Shining right down the sides of it, left and right, to create the line. Pretty slick, really clever, well designed. A 10, you know, on creativity and well thought out design for DeWalt there. So as I'm trying to adjust this arm and get it all balanced back together. So anyways, yeah, it is really nice. My other one was one of the first ones. No light, you know, it has features on it for cutting crown molding and simplify the process for some of the main angles that you use all the time. It's quick. But I want to do a tool review on this saw, do a review, and then show all these features. And even like the clamp, that the built-in clamp's a lot heavy duty, better. It's heavy duty, it's nicer than the other clamp I've had in the past. This is a much nicer heavy duty clamp. Okay, really, this is really well made, really well put together, and better designed than the last one. So anyways, that's my teaser for my DeWalt slide review, and that'll be coming in the future, but I'm not sure when. I cleaned a pipe wrench, a 12-inch pipe wrench, or 10-inch pipe wrench. It was my dad's. I cleaned it up. I did a video. It was 40 minutes. I overloaded my memory and it came up gray on my SD card. So I'm going to try to delete some things and see if I can't get it to load. Then I'll upload that video next. I mean, here soon if I can, if it allows me. I'm really bummed out because I was unable to upload it. Because I was stoked, you know, really stoked, jazzed about that video and having the time to do that, something a little different. And I think it'd be a good review. Hey, Lauren, my friend. I got a few of your emails, bro, but, you know, I've been busy. I just seen them today, actually. But I'm getting ready. Diversity is the key. To a point, if you get too diverse, then you're covering too many areas and you start losing people. So you really want to be careful about your diversity. I've learned that. Because I have a lot of diversity on my channel. I've got Bible studies, I've got live streams, I've got, you know, getting fit with Ken, which I need to start doing again, start uploading, doing videos of exercising, some simple exercises to stay in shape, and for people in wheelchairs and maybe in bed, or, you know, a lot of these exercises you can do even if you're not able to get around very well, which is important. And I need to get back to that routine that I started doing those videos. But yeah, you don't want to be too diverse. And well, shoot, I got to clean up. My wife's needing to make dinner, so she needs this burger. And go do a replay, Lauren, on this video. I used 3 different saws to cut this frozen hamburger. Just Mike gave me an idea. You can make hamburger patties just by cutting, figure out your thickness. You could just make patties with this using the saw. I use this blade, worked really well. This is a pruning blade. Okay, I have cleaned it, believe it or not. And the pink is the meat on the blade. Okay, that's meat. But I cleaned the blade before I started. Vinegar, wipe it down with alcohol. You could even put cooking oil on the blade before you want to cut, if you want to, And you can make hamburger patties. I was saying you could take a stick, cut it 3/4 of an inch long, and lay it on the package of meat. Mark it, move it over, mark it, move it over, like with a felt tip or something. Mark it, move it over. And you could use tape, whatever you want to use for the spacing. And you take your sawzall right here and you just cut through it. And you can make frozen hamburger patties, fresh frozen hamburger patties. And it doesn't get much better than that. Unless you like to mix your meat, your seasoning into your burger. That's how I like to do it. Nice. Okay. Just Mike, Rubester saying, Rubster is saying he must have seen a video and he likes your cuckoo clock. Yeah, I had a uncle that had a cuckoo clock, man, like from, I want to say 1920s or something. It was this little box. It was all antique. And on every hour, this little bitty bird would come out the trap door and go cuckoo, and come back in and do that 2 or 3 times, and the clock would chime. That brings back memories from when I was a kid. But yeah, those cuckoo clocks are cool, and they're worth money nowadays, especially if they're working. I have no clue what they're worth, but those got to be worth some pretty good money and really cool to have if you have one, man. I'd be jazzed to have one. But yeah, they're hard to find. You don't really see them around too much. But they're cool. So anyways, as I was saying, I got unfortunately in this live stream. And I appreciate everyone for being here. It means a lot. Lauren will have to talk sooner than later. And maybe here in the next hour, I could give you a buzz. Roopster, great upload on your dinosaur that's set up for the staying safe. And so, Lauren, you might want to check out. Yeah, a lot of us older folks remember the old. Yes, those cuckoo clocks are cool. My like I said, my uncle had one. It was something I always liked about being at his house, But back to memories. Also do the puzzles. They'd make the puzzles on a big board and spray it down with shellac or polyurethane or something and hang them on the wall as a picture, Old school stuff. Stuff you don't see no more. Bringing back some memories. And got to get back to basics, right? Maybe we should start doing that. Making some puzzles, putting some frames around it, hang them up on the wall. That's old school. That's cool stuff. Put them on some plywood, get some Elmer's or some wood, some Tie-Bond glue or something and glue it to a piece of wood and, do it upright. But anyways, I've enjoyed everybody being here. I really, I'm glad I was finally able to take the time to do this video on cutting the burger and getting this idea about making hamburger patties. Great idea, Mike. Good eye for that. Good eye. And like I say, making short ribs, or you can cut chicken. You don't want to fool with to the joints with your knife. See y'all later. Have a great week. Stay safe. Hope to see you here again. Bye, chatters. Okay, my brother from another mother. I'll be dropping by. I'll be leaving you a comment there, Mike. Haven't been going live very often. If you're interested, you may not be, but I've been talking about starting up my Getting Fit with Ken live stream in the morning again. And just some exercises to help your shoulders, and your hands and wrists and whatnot. I pulled a tendon over here. So this is really helping. So just so that stuff don't happen. I've been saying I need to do this, get this Getting Fit with Ken going again, and I haven't done it. I need to start it. Yeah, me too. I'm busy. And I understand. All right, so Mike, thanks again for being here. Just Mike. Check out his channel. He has home repair videos, remodel type videos. And Roopster is a pool player. And he's got some professional Vegas competition videos. He's a Rube Buster, man. Doing the break. No, I'm joking. Roopster is the rooster. He's the man with the plan. But anyways, check out Roopster channel. As I was saying, he has Vegas competition pool playing videos, and good guy, good channel. And I guess I always say, united we stand, united we make it happen here on YouTube. But better than that, never give up, because there's always a way, always. We just need to find out what that way is when we go to do something, especially when it's a learning curve and we haven't done it before or don't know much about it. Always a way. Got to take the time to find out what that way is. And if you take the time to do it right, you'll never go wrong. All right, I'm going to shut up. That's my little spiel for the moment. And God bless. Take care, everybody. Be safe. I have some videos where I'm at. I went to Lowe's. The following week, I was at Home Depot. Nobody's wearing masks, but maybe a few customers. I'm walking down the aisles going, if I'm coughing, would you be concerned? You need to be. And people are just kind of looking at me and not saying nothing. Then I see a guy with gloves on, and he's working there. And I said, oh, you got gloves on. Good job. And I got to talking. He says, yeah, I had the virus. And when it first came out, I'm like, what? He says, yeah, I caught the virus back in February when all the Chinese were coming here buying up the masks. I'm like, what? And so he had it. He gives his testimony on what he experienced catching the virus, how it went away. A couple days, it came back, and he's telling about all of this and what he experienced in the Home Depot coronavirus video. And it was pretty intense from what he was saying. But if I have the virus and I don't know it, and I got on the mask, I'm going to keep that around me because it's just not going to be, my breath isn't going to be spewing out into the air. If I don't have it and I got on a mask, then I'm protecting myself from those that may have it that aren't wearing a mask. And so we have to wear a mask whether you have it or not have it. You don't want to give it to somebody, and you don't want to catch. Wear a mask no matter what. I have a dust mask with the breathers on the side, filters on the side of it, and it's the rubber mask that goes over your nose and mouth. And I'll put that on. My wife wears it every time she goes out. I put on gloves. And then I put sanitizer once I leave the store. I put sanitizer on the gloves. I take the gloves off. I put sanitizer on my hands after I take them off. When I get home, I wash my hands. I will take either vinegar, alcohol, peroxide, put it in a spray bottle, and I'll spray myself. I'll mist myself down, mist my backside, have my wife do my backside, to to make sure. And then I'll take off my clothes, put it in a bag, carefully put them in the washing machine, and just carefully just kind of let them fall out into the machine, and then go take a shower, because you don't know. You don't know if your throat starts to bother you. TJ's woodworking shop was telling me that as hot as you can handle it, hot water, honey, and lemon is supposed to kill any bacteria. The other day I went to the hospital when I got this, very few people in there. They gave me some painkiller. I came home, my throat was feeling funny. And I'm like, wait a minute, my throat shouldn't be feeling funny. I don't know what it is, but I'm not taking no chances. I had some tea tree oil. And I have a little mister bottle, a little mister sprayer, right? Sprays out the mist, fine mist. And I put like 4 or 5 drops of this tea tree oil in just a little bit of water. And I misted my throat, and let it go back into my throat. I took maybe a teaspoon or so of water, gargled with it. Woke up the next morning, I felt it again. I did the same thing the next morning. It was gone. It was gone. So what did I pick up at the virus? What was trying to develop in my throat? I don't know. But the tea tree oil did the trick. That's what I'm trying to say. It could have been the very beginning stage, the baby stages, and I cut it off at the pass by doing that. But who's going to think about doing that? Yes, I've heard about the zinc. I forgot about it, but yes, the zinc is good and zinc works better. Okay, I don't know that, but okay. But that tea tree oil was bitter, nasty tasting, didn't hurt me. It's fine. But it took that night and then the next morning. So maybe if I would have done it 2 or 3 times that day, because I came in late at night, that was the thing. So if I had happened in the afternoon, I sprayed my throat 3 or 4 times, it may have just killed it, wiped it out. The other thing I've been telling people about, and I'm not sponsored, it's called Thieves Essential Oil for your lungs. Okay? Thieves Essential Oil has clove, eucalyptus, cinnamon, lemon oil, and something else. It's all blended. It's super concentrated. And I close my nose off, and I put the bottle right under my nose, and I inhale that vapor straight into my lungs. Then I'll close off the other side, and I'll breathe it in the other side, right? I'll hold my breath a minute and a half, 30 seconds. I'll exhale. I'll bring the bottle over here and exhale. I'll inhale back again through my nose. I'll hold my breath, and I'll do that for 3 or 4 minutes. And you can feel and smell it in your nostrils and your nasal passages. You can kind of taste it in your throat. They say you can take the same oil, put a drop in a hot cup of water, and make honey and make a tea. You could add lemon too if you like, and put some honey in it and make a tea with the oil. So it's good for your digestive system. It's called Thieves Essential Oil. The reason it's called Thieves is I was told a story about back during the Black Plague. People were dying left and right, and these thieves were stealing these spices, and they were the only ones that were immune to the Black Plague. And so somewhere down the line, your wife is going to get mad. Yes, thank you very much there, Mike. But to really, to bring this to a close, they were okay. They were perfectly fine. Everybody else was dying around them. So the story went around. Somebody got smart, mixed these oils together, and now you can buy them. They've been around for about, 30 years, maybe longer. Now the company is called Young Living, and they're out of Utah. You get a little bottle, about so big, a 15 ml bottle, and it's a super antiviral, antibacterial oil. And like I say, I use it for my lungs. You can use it for other things, but it's great for your lungs for killing bacteria. So you can Google it, Thieves Essential Oil. You can Google Young Living or youngliving.com. Again, I am not sponsored. I'm not affiliated. It's just a great product, kind of like this spider blade. It's a great product. I'm not sponsored, but it's worth telling people about because it works so well. Same thing with this Thieves Essential Oil. It works really well. It's worth knowing about. No, it's worth getting some of because I've been using it for a long time, about 15 years or so. Around mouse droppings and dust, you know. When I'm cleaning it up at times, I'll go back and breathe this vapor, and I haven't had any issues. So then I'll also rinse my nose, water, salt water as well. Something else I do. For whatever it's worth, I'm just sharing. All right, I'm out of here. God bless. Take care. Never give up because there's always a way. Tell a friend. It's a win-win-win about Easy 2 tips and tricks where you see everything up close and personal. So tell a friend. It's a win-win-win. Bye for now. God bless and take care. And we'll catch you on the rebound. Peace out. Keep looking up. Thanks for being here.